you go back, open up the New Testament, and read about the life of Jesus in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, you will find references to Jesus praying. If He was God, there would be no need for prayer. You don't pray to yourself. So the very fact that He was praying is a message to His followers that He was not God. You see, Jesus taught His followers not only in word, He taught them also in deed. As the prophets before Him not only taught the word, but they taught in deed. They showed practically how to worship, how to be righteous. So Jesus prayed. He said to pray, Our Father. So He's telling you in word. He didn't say to pray, Dear Lord Jesus. No. He said, pray, Our Father. And He prayed. So not only did He tell in word, but He also showed in deed. This is what we need to look back and reflect on. Jesus prayed. He prayed to God. And He told us to pray to God. Therefore, if we are true followers of Jesus, then we must also pray to God alone. I know some of you will say, but Jesus said, no one comes to the Father except by me. What does that mean? Does it mean that we should pray to Jesus to get to the Father? This is an interpretation. This is what has been taught. And this is why most Christians pray to Jesus. However, there are other interpretations. I would say to you that all of the prophets of God, they taught that no one comes to God except through them. Through them, not in the sense that they pray to them, but they do according to what they taught. Their way is the only way. The way to God is the way of the prophets. So we can only go to God by going through the way which was taught by the prophets. So no one can come to God except through Prophet Muhammad, or through Prophet Jesus, or through Prophet Moses, or through Prophet Abraham, or through Prophet Adam. According, may God's peace and blessings be upon all of them, according to the way that they taught. Okay, what was the way of Prophet Jesus? One, I told you that he prayed to God. Do you know this is the Holy Bible? King James Version. Do you know that in Matthew 26, verse 39, I'll just read it for you so you hear it for yourself. Matthew 26, verse 39, it says, this is concerning Jesus. I'll read from 36 so you understand the context, the background. Then Jesus went with them, that's with his disciples, to a place called Gethsemane. And he said to his disciples, sit here while I go yonder and pray. Telling them he's going to pray. Praying to who? Praying to God. And taking with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, my soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch with me. Remain here and watch with me. And going a little farther, he fell on his face and prayed. And going a little farther, he fell on his face and prayed. What does that mean? What does falling on your face and praying mean? It means like this. This is not something which Muslims took the Bible and changed some words and put in here. This is what it says in the Bible. It also says in Joshua 5 verse 14, Joshua 7 verse 6, that Prophet Joshua, fell on his face and prayed. Elijah, in 1 Kings 18:42, it says, Prophet Elijah fell on his face and prayed. In Numbers, Moses and Aaron, Numbers 16:22, 20 verse 6, it says that Moses and Aaron fell on their faces and prayed. In Genesis 17 verse 3, it says Abraham fell on his face and prayed. Now what does this mean? What does this mean? What is the correct way to pray to God? To pray the way that the prophets prayed? To pray the way that Jesus prayed? To fall on your face in prayer? Do you fall on your face in prayer? You tell me no. I say, what is a Christian? What does Christian mean? It means a follower of Christ. But if Christ fell on his face and prayed, why don't you fall on your face and pray? If we are to judge followers according to their practice, then I would have to say that people who are called Muslims today, they are better followers of Christ than people who are called Christians. Because they fall, you've seen Muslims pray, right? They fall on their face and pray. So they're following the way of Jesus. If we go back and look at the life of Jesus, we find that Jesus didn't eat pork. And I ask you, do you eat pork? You say, yes, I love pork. Very sweet, very nice. I eat pork. Nice tasting. I know, for Muslims, they would say, pork, how could it be nice tasting? It's horrible, horrible animal. You know, here the only pigs we have are in the zoo. You want to see a pig, you can go to the zoo in Malaysia, there they have pigs there. You can go see a pig. So they only keep pigs in zoo. They don't eat them. But I know, because I was born in a Christian family, and I was raised eating pork, that pork tastes sweet. But the fact that it tastes sweet, does that mean it is good? If I make up a glass of poison for you that tastes sweet, does it mean it is good? No. So the fact that it tastes sweet doesn't make it right to eat or not. How do we know whether we may eat it or not? According to the teachings of the prophets. And in Leviticus 11 verses 1 to 8, Moses tells his followers, based on revelation he received from God, that it is forbidden to eat the pig, pork. And Jesus said, I did not come to break